All right, welcome to Happy Hour Holidaze. Another episode here in the studio at Febre Frameworks. You know, our sponsored affiliate membership here with the boys. We got Sean Febre, we got Manny Febre here, and in the studio today we got a repeat offender. we got our boy Vince Serrano. He's number 4 on the iTunes charts. He had number 16 on the billboards. He's got the Youngest in the Yacht Club, one of the hottest podcasts here in the Tampa Bay area, and anywhere. I mean, you can listen to it anywhere as long as you got Spotify or whatever it is. And right now we've been looking at the social media and you've been really getting into the fighting. So it's been pretty cool, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Manny and Sean. You guys are beasts. Me and Sean always be, podcast trading tips and stuff like that. You guys have helped me out for real because it used to take me like 4.5 hours to do an episode. Sean took me to school here and I can edit it in like 45 minutes. Yeah. So it's awesome. I really feel like you guys got the same thing. Happy Hour Holidaze is one of the best podcasts in not just in the Tampa Bay area, but period. So I'm getting into like influencer boxing training. It was good. I appreciate it. I need you to do my intros, dog. Like for real, in this corner.
That's what I used to do when we first started. I would be like, in this corner we got 6'4", 200 pounds.
I need that. I need that. Nah, so basically, like what you asked was like, how did I get into it, man?
Yeah.
I really just went to a fight, an influencer fight right there in Wesley Chapel, Lights Out Boxing called Hype Boxing. And I saw these people in there and I was like, yo, these dudes ain't really got hands like that.
So that's what I was going to ask you, Vince. Like, what's the difference between like a regular, like amateur fight and an influencer fight?
And is it technically professional fighting if you're doing it?
Yeah.
So you have to like file through the state to get your what is it called?
Like, the PBC, the Pro Boxing Commission. So there are different. You have to go through the PBC regardless. So you have to either do amateur PBC or you have to do Pro PBC, which is the pro. Basically the commission, and you have to pay for a license to license your hands. It's funny because you asked, it's like, hey, is amateur and influencer the same? There's actually 2 sets. So there's amateur influencer and then there's pro influencer.
Wow.
And when you see the pro influencer, it's more like the Misfits. Now there's a series called the ICS, the Influencer Championship Series here in Tampa, Florida. They're pro.
Oh, sure.
So and then here's the thing, it's just like amateur boxing and pro boxing. Once you go pro, you can't go back to amateur. And so there's rules, regulations. There are some influencers like Jake Paul, like you see them, like he got hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
so the influencers just basically, these are social media influencers, people with lots of followers that are followed by, everyone.
Yeah.
And
people want to see them fight, I guess.
But what's the mark on followers that you need to be an influencer? Does it really matter what it is?
I really think that it just matters about like what kind of influence you have in your social circle. Like there's people who have 30,000, there's people who have 1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like Amber Fields, you know what I'm saying? She's got 1 million. Jake Paul, he's got 1 million. And the level of where you're at, right? So there's a guy named USA Saiyan, right? Brendan Kelly. He was on our podcast. He was doing the amateur influencer, and I was actually there when he got called up to go to the pros. Mams Taylor from Misfits Boxing called him, and that's a life changer. Like they're literally in the amateurs, you're not getting paid. You have to sell tickets, right? And then all of a sudden, you're getting paid $10,000 to $15,000 per fight. Damn,
that's not a bad little fucking
little gig,
right?
Right?
So then you have to be called up to be a pro. You can't just get a license to be a pro boxer.
You can get a license to be a pro boxer, but like realistically, like you go and fight pro, you get on this stage and
you could hurt yourself.
Not even hurt yourself. Like you may not have the following to back it up. Like these productions are big. Like I went to Misfits 15 in Houston, Texas. It's a full on production. Like there's like $200K being invested in that at least. Yeah. And so they need to sell tickets. They need to sell pay-per-views. They need to sell streams and they need to sell the fight. And so you got to make sure that number one, you do have that following where people are going to buy it and want to watch you fight. But number two, that you're not in there being trash, Yeah. I mean, I went to the fight where it was Elle Brooks versus Paige Van Zandt and we talked about her, right? Yeah. Paige has actually been bare knuckle fighting in the UFC. She's in Power Slap. She just won her Power Slap stuff. She's got a following.
Bro, that's some fucking crazy shit, the Power Slap.
Yo, man. She won.
So you won on,
Yeah.
First one. So then what'd you register as, amateur or professional?
So they want me to go into the pros first. And I just so we know we're clear, I've got spars. I don't have any fights. And I've got two coaches from Empire MMA, Coach Javi and Coach Rome. And, you know, they want me to go. We were just going to go jump right into the pros right away. We were going to go with the ICS series. Shout out to the ICS. They have something going on in August. But then they wanted, like, here's the thing, the difference between amateur and pros, right? And it's like they have the divisions, but the divisions are different, right? So, like, they wanted me to fight. I'm at 220 right now. They wanted me to fight a guy who was like 270, right? So I'm giving away like 50 pounds. For my first pro fight, they want me to fight somebody who's 50 pounds higher than me. Like,
fuck that, right?
Right? And then they were like, okay, cool. So we actually said, you know what? We're going to do it. We were going to do it because we wanted to get, we felt like we could beat the guy. Then that guy pulled out. Now they want me. We're already trying to gain weight, so I'm not giving up so many pounds. And then they switched and they said, "Hey, look, no, you're gonna fight this dude who's 205, and I have nothing on him. So now I have to change my momentum shift." So my coaches were like, "You know what? Look, let's just do this. Let's get a couple amateur influencer fights going, right? Get you a nice debut, get you some ring experience, and then in November, which is gonna be my first fight with ICS, we're gonna go pro. So that way I have some experience because the switcheroos.
That was a little mind fucking right there. It's like 270, then the 205.
Right.
I mean, it's like, what are you guys doing
So
to me over
then,
here?
do you have to lose weight to get down to 205? Because
It's-
you were telling me yesterday there's like super heavyweight, and all this
Yeah,
shit.
there's a catch weight. You could do a catch weight, which is like, a weight in between these things, right? And in between these things. But to be real with you, like the catch weights are like 50 pounds. That's a lot to give up.
That's a shit ton of
You
weight,
know?
yeah.
And so, like, shout out to ICS, Gary Lewis. Like, I like what they're doing. I'm gonna be going to the fights. But like for me, right? This is boxing, right? And so in boxing, if you have a loss, like even though it's not, the game is changing, even though it's not as detrimental, when you don't have a loss and you have like the glamour, right? You're not used. Once you get that loss, you get hold out. You know what I'm saying? Sets you up. And realistically, these promoters, all they want to do is they just want to see a good show, a good fight. They don't really, it's not really about you, really. You know what I'm saying? It's about
entertainment, right?
Right. And to me, I've been in the rap game. I've been in, you know what I'm saying, the podcast game. And now I'm into this game right here. And I want to make sure that I hold the cards when we do what we do.
So then, like, your first fight, is it going to be in front of an audience or is it, where's your first fight at?
So we're looking to go, there's a Ray Jones, the Island Fights. Roy Jones, the Island Fights coming up in August. So that's what I'm looking at, probably August 18th.
Where's that at?
I think it's in Pensacola. So that's probably my first amateur. And then for sure, we're fighting on that November card with the Influencer Championship Series.
Is that in Tampa? Or
yes, it's going to be in Tampa here. So.
Yeah, that's good too. I mean, because a lot of your influencers probably, they follow you from all over the world.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, there's a good core here that have that follow you here locally as well.
Yeah.
Which that would be awesome if you did have.
I wanted to be real with you. I wanted to get on this August 3rd card as bad as I could. Right. Yeah. Because the moment. Like I tell people, hey, come to my shows, my rap shows. Yeah. It's hard to get people to come to the club, or it's hard to people. But when I told people, yo, I'm gonna be fighting,
people want to see that.
Hey, bro, I'm going. I'm showing up, dog. So I'm like, yo, what is it? So I was actually promoting the fight without. I had signed the contract and everything, and promoting the fight. And for me to have to kind of like say, hey, no, we're not gonna do this because the switcheroo. You know what I'm saying? Like they actually asked me again last night to fight another guy because they switched up another fight because two guys want to go at it.
This guy was 300, right? They're like, gotcha,
he's like 278.
No, he's
like 278.
Wait, serious?
Yeah. The guy the guy's like 278. And I keep telling these people like, yo, bro, I'm trying to fight at 215, 205, 215, right?
Why do you think they keep putting you against these guys? They want you to lose or what?
I think what it is they just want to show. They just want to show, right? So they're trying to find an influencer that number one has either experience or just wants to get in the ring. Like, it's hard to find people. Like, influencers talk a good game, they talk these things, but it's hard to find people that really want to get in there.
that are down, man.
Yeah, and then like even now, like, yo, let's just say I did take that fight. Now I got to go get the trunks made, the sponsorships. We got to get all those things, the gloves. Like, it ends up being a little.
Think about that.
Yeah, it's a rush. You know what I'm saying? And you want to put on a show
too.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing. Like, when you look at my spar, like, I'm actually in there putting on a show regardless in my spars, like talking shit, going crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, telling people, like, you know, hey, look, you ain't hit me that hard. Like, and you want that, because you want the more people you draw, the more people that see it, the more people are gonna be, you know, there. And then a lot of reasons, I'm gonna tell you, Manny, the reason why I did this. So I had made fight songs for these boxers and bare knuckle fighters.
I was about to ask you if you were gonna use your own song.
Exactly. So these people, I would make these fight songs for them, and they would either use them once and then not use them again, or they would bring me out there, and bro, something would happen where I'd walk them out, but like they wouldn't have a mic, or like the influencer one in Houston. I was supposed to bring the guy out, Brendan Kelly, and then I'm the one that found out that he didn't actually pass his MRI, and he couldn't come out. So they canceled my performance. That was the last straw. I was like, you know what I'm gonna do, man? I'm gonna make sure to make sure my shit get played. I'm gonna come out there and fight these people. It's gonna be my song, and it just made sense, man. And so it's super dope. I like it. You know, a lot of my friends are like, "You've always been a fighter. Like, yo, this is gonna be cool." I'm a little older, which also we talked about that, right?
Yeah. Because you're 40, right?
Yeah,
I'm actually 42.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 42 in January. You know,
still looking like a young buck, though.
Yeah,
I know,
and
but like endurance. But like you said, it's 3 2-minute rounds.
Yes,
right?
yes, it's 3 2-minute rounds.
Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but still, it can be a lot, right?
I mean, bro, listen, man. Like, we sparred yesterday, and I had just had a spar on Thursday. I showed you the spar, and you know, I got cracked. I cracked the guy a few times. You know what I'm saying? I got cracked one time. He hit me one good time in my ribs, and last night, man, this guy's just tenderizing my ribs, and it's like, yo, it could be an eternity, you know, in there. So it's like just really, really. Understanding that, hey, look, this is a fight. You can't play boxing. There's no playing boxing. Like, this is a real.
This is legit.
You got to take out the other guy's head before he takes yours off.
Yeah, like legit. And the good thing about it is that my coaches, like, they treat every session like it's a real, like, you saw it, we're not using headgear.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and what was the reason for that again? You told me yesterday, I know, but for the audience?
Yeah, so the reason why we don't use headgear is because when you have headgear on, you tend to think that you're protected. And so does the other guy. So you guys start throwing a little bit harder. You stop moving your head as much because you got this headgear, this protection, and then constant trauma to the head, right? It causes damage. And so we'd go without the headgear, number one, because I'm not going to be wearing headgear in the pros.
Yeah, you got to simulate the
real thing. Yeah. And then you know, you're conscious of getting hit, so it helps the head movement. And so I love it because, you know, my coaches were professional fighters. Shout out to Coach Javi, Hurricane Cuatro. You know, he's he
didn't get the cinco though.
No, yeah. Take your whole house. But they're awesome. They believe in me. You know, it's cool because that's another thing why they didn't want me to just go pro, because they're like, man, it's like you have 0 fights. Like, they could have just been like, yeah, let's get you in there. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Let's see what happens. But they actually really care about me. They really care about, you know, like making sure that I don't get hurt and making sure that we actually make the fights and we hold the cards. So they're the ones that, you know, I don't make no decisions without them. And it's pretty dope, man.
They're
having
your
people,
team, right?
They're my team. Yeah.
So if you lose a match in the amateurs, I mean, is that
It doesn't really.
Does that count towards your record at all, or
it counts for an amateur record, but it doesn't count as a pro record. Okay. So it's pretty cool because
there's probably a lot of people that are undefeated in the pros that have probably lost in amateur.
Absolutely,
fights, right?
man.
They're like, you can't win every fucking fight, unless you're Floyd Mayweather running around the ring.
Well, the crazy thing is Floyd actually lost his the Olympic trials. He lost. I don't know if you ever
was
seen
he an amateur though?
Yeah, he was an amateur.
Oh
and
shit,
he
I
lost.
didn't know that.
Yeah, he lost, and he went pros right after. and ended up not losing there. So that's kind of, he's like one of the biggest things, you know. Deontay Wilder, before he was undefeated, before he started taking these losses, he won the bronze medal. So and there's a guy I saw, he's like 294. 290 amateur fights and 4 losses.
He never went pro.
He's about to go pro now.
After that many fucking fights,
yeah.
bro,
I mean, he's literally fighting every weekend. Like that's
some
crazy,
Apollo
right?
Creed type shit,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about the ring experience though. How much experience does he have? How many punches has he thrown?
294 matches.
294 matches. Yeah.
They don't cap you out at all. They'll be like, hey, it doesn't matter how long you could stay in the amateur for as long as you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
How
but
old
once
is
you
that
go
guy?
pro, you can't go. He's young too.
Yeah, that you can't go back.
You can't go back,
which
and
that makes sense.
And that's why my coaches were like, "Hey, look, let's get you some amateur fights, some exhibition fights to get you going by November." And you know, I've been training hard for the last 3 months, and in those 3 months, I've made leaps and bounds. So think about November.
Cue the Rocky montage.
Yo, legit, man. I'm not gonna lie. When I first tried to start running, I had to play the Rocky 4 soundtrack because I'm like, it's so hard for me at the beginning.
Man, that always kills me.
So then, did you ever have prior boxing experience before having what you're doing right now, training for these 3 months so hard?
Yeah, absolutely. So and dude, a lot of people don't realize this, man, but like shout out to Hurricane Sammy Valentine. You know, the junior and the senior. Hurricane Sammy, God bless the dead, rest in peace. He actually owned the Hurricane Sammy boxing gym in West Tampa. And then he actually moved to Wesley Chapel off of 54. Awesome dude, man. Awesome mentor. He actually let me sleep in his boxing gym with my one of my close friends. He's like a brother to me, Sam Velez. Sam won Golden Gloves, and I ended up being best friends with him. We were there. He was super elusive. So we used to go train at Hurricane Sammy's boxing gym.
How long ago was this?
This was when I was in high school. Going into college. After I came back to college, we've been that close. You know, and Sam was a Golden Gloves champion. He actually hurt himself in the Sunshine State games. He was super elusive. He fought at 125 to 145. He was fast. Like I'm telling you, he used to hit me. Like he sparred against Keith Thurman, Jeff Lacey. He couldn't get a spar in Tampa because he used to knock people out.
Oh shit!
At 135, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy how light that is.
And he was super fat. Like, look, man, he's hitting me so fast, so many times that my headgear, I'm looking out the ear hole. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when you get beat up like that, sometimes it takes away your confidence because he was at a high level. And I just was like, damn, but I learned so much from him. And then now, like all those things that they taught me, like when people actually see me, they're like, damn, like you're like not like beginners don't have what you have. Like I have a pretty decent jab. I feel like that's my favorite weapon.
That's a good one, right?
That's what you need. Yeah. And I throw the jab, very nice. And that's just from the you know, Hurricane Sammy and Sammy just kind of teaching me. So
who's that guy that you mentioned that was 130?
Sam Velez.
Sam
Velez, yeah. Sam Velez.
Is he still boxing or no?
He's not. He separated his shoulder in the Sunshine State games, and the reason why was because he was so fast, so elusive that
threw it out.
Yeah, sometimes when you're like so good, you get lazy, and so he threw a lazy punch. And the other guy threw a really hard punch at the same time and knocked his shoulder out. And then, never was able to recover from that. His career ended.
Damn, that's crazy. You can't rehab from that.
Yeah, your shoulders are there. So
yeah, all right. And when we come back to Happy Hour Holidays, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow all our socials. We'll ask Vince how important is this shift to also for his health. I mean, we're talking about something that's beneficial for anyone, and it would make me really happy to be like, hey, now I can get healthy. I'm going to look good. I feel good. So that means you lay good. So let's keep it rolling, baby.
All right, Dion.
And we'll be right back. All right, guys, and we're back. Happy Hour Holidazers, and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following our podcast, man. We're doing everything.
Hey, go vote for us for Best of the Bay Creative Loathing. You can vote Well, shit. Actually, July 5th is the last day.
Well, make sure to vote for us and vote for Youngest in the Yacht Club.
Let's go.
You know, so
We interchange it every day.
Yeah. So Vince, I mean, you know, from this change, I mean, you've done music, you're a social media influencer. I mean, you've done TV. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's well-rounded, and now it's, you know, mostly entertainment, and this is entertainment.
In the spotlight.
But yeah, I know, and this is definitely entertainment. But I mean, this is a big choice. I mean, like we were talking about. Hey, you're getting into your 40s.
Yep.
I mean, where I'm climbing up in there,
Yep.
and I'm just thinking, what better way to have something that you're dedicated to than something that helps your health and then also makes you feel good, man.
Absolutely. You know, it's crazy because you said it, man. It's like the health is the most important thing, right? Because it doesn't matter how much money you have if you're not here to enjoy it, to be able to invest in it, to be able to have, you know, time with your family. So like, you know, it was actually a scare that got to me about a year ago, last February. My grandfather, you know, he was like my dad. So he raised me, you know, Ismael Montañez. Like I was there when they diagnosed him with cancer. And it was crazy because they were like, okay, it's stage 2. We can stop it. And then like 40 minutes later, after doing an x-ray,
40 minutes later.
Yeah, saying, hey, no, it's not, it's stage 4. It's
fucking premature fucking doctors, bro. Yeah, you know, it's like,
yeah. And it's pretty much terminal. Like when it's stage 4, it metastasized onto the bone. And, you know, he was a smoker and I smoked weed a lot heavily, you know, and it really,
he said a lot. He said heavily,
every day, 3 times a day at that time. And, you know, I was like,
weed's good though.
Enjoys it, mama.
It was great. It was great. But the thing about it is that I realized, like, you know, he did it for 20 years. He, you know, he was also like his lifestyle, like, you know, he didn't run a mile. No, not really drinking. Maybe a beer here and there, but not, you know, eating whatever. Not exercising, you know, and he was great, man. Take me to school, pick me up, like all these things. He didn't even have to do all that stuff.
That was your dog right there.
That was my dad, basically. And you know, to get that scare of like, hey, look, this is what it is. It's lung cancer, and it's most likely because of your smoking and your diet. It did something to me. It turned something on, and I realized that there was no amount of money that was going to change the outcome. He's fighting it right now. He's actually in intensive care right now in St. Joe's. I'm actually going to go see him after this podcast. But it's like, you know, when you're on your deathbed, you're thinking like, man, what could I have done different? And you can't change that. For me, it's like, hold up, I got time.
Yeah.
Let me change a lot. And so I did a drastic, like, total 180. I stopped traveling as much.
You lost weight.
I lost a lot of weight. I started running. Because I'm doing the boxing, I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah, man, you look fucking a lot. I mean, the first time I saw you, hey, you know,
remember the first time you came into the studio?
Right now, bro,
you was looking a little
yeah, exactly. And, yo, that's
like me, dog. Right now, I mean, I'm going to the gym, but I don't diet whatsoever.
Yeah, and yo, that was actually the biggest thing because my trainer was like, "Hey, look, Vince, like you've been training." I was actually lifting weights for 2 years prior, like lifting weights. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, as men, like, yo, I lift weights, I'll be all right.
Yeah,
no cardio,
but not even cardio, bro. Is what I was eating.
Yeah, it's all about what you eat.
Yeah, and you don't know. So like now I got, if you look at my phone, I got Instagram recipes of healthy shit.
Which phone?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But they both died. But if you look at it, like I've got like healthy recipes. Like before, and my girl used to tell me before, it used to be like, you know, I actually had to change it, but she'd be like, why are these like swimsuit models on your Explorer?
It's the algorithm for 4 years.
Like, and I'm like, oh, she's like, it's because you're watching these people. So that now you look at it, bro, everything that pops up is healthy, boxing drills, all these things.
Hey, Manny, that sound familiar?
Yeah, right. You have that conversation.
No, mine are all golf. Mine are business, stocks, card trading.
Yeah, there you go. Yo, and so like I started eating healthier. I started cooking my own food.
That's the biggest thing, man. Because the amount of sodium that all these restaurants put in there, sure, it's convenient, but there's nothing like a home cooked meal.
So let me guess, chicken every day.
Man, not every day,
no,
but
because the steak, I mean, I hear a lot of people doing the all like carnivore diet. I mean, I don't know if you've tried it, but they just eat like meat just steak all the
Too
time.
much red meat, I don't think is good for you.
Yeah,
bro.
so too much of anything is not good for you, man.
Yeah.
But so
Too much pussy is.
They get pregnant. Right. So like, or not just that. Like, yo, you might get some. So hopefully it's not hot. But no, really, man. Like, I wanted to continue to eat good.
Yeah.
Like good meaning like I like what I eat. And then we kind of came up with like a little menu of like things that I'm okay with eating. So like Mondays, it's either chicken or ground turkey. I'll either make turkey burgers, right? And they taste just like hamburgers. I season them up. Instead of getting the brioche bun, sometimes I had a brioche bun, but I'll wrap it in a lettuce wrap, right? I'll put cheese on it. And bro, I can do that. And yo, the thing about it is instead of French fries, we'll do baked potatoes or like cubed potatoes, right? So I get the French fry stuff, but it's really like if you go to like, some hamburger joint, do you know that it's healthier to eat 2 burgers than it is to eat fries in a burger?
Yeah.
And
I didn't know that.
yeah, and also people are like, well, what if I get chicken? Well, it's actually still healthier to eat a burger than a fried chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
And you have no idea, but it's like, yo, this is what is going. So I changed my diet. We have Taco Tuesdays. We either do ground chicken or
I love tacos.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I mean, you
Tacos
could always hit
are
homemade tacos with some avocado and stuff like that. Man.
And instead of because bro, those tacos, the tortilla wraps, there's like 100 calories in each one of them things.
Wow.
So I either do one big protein wrap, or I'll take the Boston lettuce and I'll make a wrap with that. It tastes just the same, man, just without the tortilla.
So wait, are you calorie counting?
Yeah, I track my meals.
So that you know exactly how many calories you're taking in per day, right?
1,796, man. That's how much I'm taking
So
in
that's
right
under
now.
2,000 though.
Yeah, exactly. And
So you're trying to lose weight.
I want to be ripped, bro. I want to be when people look at me and be like, yo, that guy really like here's my daily nutrition goal. You can see it. You can actually see my the progress of, you know what I'm saying? Like the entire progress
Is
of
that your weight loss?
yeah, that's my weight loss journey.
Holy
right there.
shit,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just-
man, that's what I need to get to, honestly,
Yeah.
Vince. And right now, that's what I'm like. All right, it's time to
this
switch
guy
it
was
up.
promised a $15,000 Rolex. All he had to do was lose 51 pounds.
Hey, but
Yeah.
I still have till December 31st.
I
What are
need
you gonna do, dog?
yo, you need to go see
Alright.
Just Julian H, man. Go coach Julian. Because this is, literally, and he told me, man, I told you I was working out with him for 2 years. And he was like, Vince, look, your belly or me, but one of us got to go. and he literally told me like that. And he was like, yo, bro, because you're working out, but you're not actually seeing the results. And I need success stories, and I can't post you, bro. And so I need you to be that guy. And when he told me that, like, I'm the guy that you kind of have to hold accountable.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay. If you just let me skate, I'm going to be that guy to just skate.
Yeah.
But if you hold me accountable, I'm going to change my shit up.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I don't want to let myself down, but I don't want to let you down.
Yeah.
And so when that's the case, so when he told me that, I was like, yo, you know what? You're right, man. I got you. And I started tracking what I'm eating, started cooking my own meals, I did intermittent fasting. So I would only eat from 8 to 4 p.m.
Oh, so you did 8 to 4 p.m.
Yep,
Oh,
8
okay.
to 4 p.m. Because
So
I
you did
Because I've seen
intermittent
people
fast
do
and
it. I've seen people
where
do
they
it from
don't eat
like
in the
12
morning.
p.m.
Yeah.
until like
I love
they don't eat
breakfast.
before 8. I know, man.
I love breakfast. So I do
do.
8 a.m. because I go to the gym. I go to the gym at either 5, 6, or 7. When I come back, I'm cooking breakfast because I'm hungry as fuck.
Yeah, I know. Man. I'm
And
fucking
then-
starving right now.
Then I eat at 12, and then I eat at 4. And in between there, I might get a snack like some chocolate covered almonds, some
you taking,
peanuts,
protein?
peanuts are always
yeah.
You taking
good.
protein
Hell
shakes
yeah.
and shit like
hell
that?
yeah, hell yeah.
Do you include that into your caloric intake?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
shit.
And it's,
Caloric?
Caloric.
yeah,
Yeah, I
caloric
know
is-
what that means.
Yeah, yeah, it's your calorie intake.
Your calorie
Yeah.
intake,
Well,
man.
Well, thank you, sir. I mean, the audience was obviously asking.
No,
I bet they were.
it's been such a great I feel great, bro. Like, yo, now before, I mean, dude, I used to go try to run around this lake with my wife and she'd kill me. Now I'm running 2 miles a day. It's nuts. It's crazy.
Wait, you know what? Going back to that, how
Yeah.
was your wife feeling about you?
I asked them that question.
Oh yeah, well
yesterday,
now let's
bro.
ask them live on the
Yeah.
pod.
Yeah.
How was your wife when you told her, "Hey, obviously
in a
I'm doing
ring."
all my other stuff,
Yeah.
but I really want to focus on fighting." What was her thought, and what was that discussion like?
So I don't think she actually took me serious.
Probably at first, right?
Yeah, she. I mean, just period. Like even when I get mad and be like, "Man, this guy try me. He's lucky I don't whoop his ass, right? She probably like, okay, like, come on now, like, like you're gonna get yourself hurt or whatever. But actually, last Thursday was the first time we've been together. You know, I love you, Jenny, and you know she knows like I get mad, but I don't ever get violent. But last Thursday was the first time she's ever seen me actually fight, like in a spar. She was actually recording, and you could hear her in the back, like, oh shit. Like at the beginning, she was sitting down. I was like, you might want to move behind that. She's like, why? And I was like, you'll just see. And we were like going, you saw the guy, he's like 270.
Yeah, the guy was big.
Yeah.
Man.
And he was trying to kill me.
Oh yeah,
and
he
so
looked like he was taking haymakers, whatever it took to get you on the ground. But
yeah,
you actually did the opposite. You got him on the ground,
yeah,
several times.
She saw that for the first time. That's her first ever introduction to me fighting.
And she goes, "All right, honey, let's go back
You're
to
good.
the car."
Literally, dude. Literally, like she was like, "Wow!" Like at the beginning, she was scared. You could hear her in the thing, like, "Oh my god, I don't like violence." It's kind of crazy, but afterwards, she was like, babe, be nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you're out here like really doing it. And she's told her sisters, like, yo, he could actually fight. Like, it was crazy. So it's been, I think now she feels better. Like I said, like there are injuries that happen. So sometimes my elbow, sometimes, you take shots. I walked
using that dick too much?
Yeah.
Hey, if you decide to start boxing, your wife might be like, damn, dog, I might want to get that dick a couple more times.
She says, now that your endurance is good, you better be showing me a little bit more love, right? So, but I don't think we've ever had an issue with that, but I could definitely go longer now.
Well, I mean, definitely, right? Being healthy is good, eating a lot of watermelon.
Yeah, she definitely knows what I'm
That's what you took from
that. Yeah, she knows what I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah, no, but it's been bro, I'm not gonna lie, man. There's only been positives, man. Like I again, health is the biggest thing, but also like, yo, as I get older, I want to be sharp. Like if I'm ever put in a situation where I need to learn how to defend myself, I want to be confident that I know what I'm doing.
Not one of these.
I mean, that's cool, but I'm a felon, and so my wife has to hold the pistol.
That's
so
fine.
I have to trust
her how to shoot.
Well, she knows, but I have to trust that she does that. And you heard her; she doesn't like violence, so I have to make sure that as a protector, for me and for my family, that I can at least handle my business, and that's the reason why I do it.
You ever been put in a situation you had to?
Protect myself?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, I mean, like recently though.
Yeah.
I don't mean back in high school.
No,
your early 20s. I'm talking about like recently.
Yeah. I mean, bro, there's been times like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my face. I don't know. Look, people I'm a nice guy, so they think that I'm soft.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean,
it's crazy. I think because you know me, but either I have what they call a punch me face. I swear. I know it's kind of
a punch me face is like somebody who has one of those faces you just want to punch.
And that's what I think it is. I think it's because of the way I talk, the way that I carry myself.
I don't see it. I can show you some
because I think with your spirits, I think we're on the same wavelength. So our spirits we can vibe. But to others, my spirit irritates their demons.
Where the fuck are you hanging out, dude?
You do go to a lot of networking events and stuff like that. Yeah. So I mean, there could be some
network events in the music industry.
It's a little different.
Clubs and shit though.
At certain times to say what's up to people, and then not just that.
That's probably why, right there.
You got to understand. Well, I mean, bro, like in the boxing ring that Thursday, that guy. He said it, like he was like, yo, I thought I was gonna beat this soft ass Chico up.
No shit.
Yeah, I mean, because people, when they see me, they're not expecting me to know how to fight. They're not expecting me. They're expecting a big mouth. And bro, that's like 80% of the world, right? 80% of the world talks a big game, and then they ain't really got it like that. And so
then they premature ejaculate.
Yeah, right?
Stop talking about me.
So there have been times in my life, all through my life, bro, like on the basketball court recently, a lot of times, I had a guy one time, we're shooting a video. I'm paying for the video. He's in it. He's getting drunk in his house. Won't come out. It's about to rain. We're supposed to shoot on the beach. I'm like, yo, come outside and let's go shoot this video. He comes out. He's drunk, and the guy punches me in the face, bro.
No, what?
Yeah, he when you get hit in the face too, when your glasses are like, right? He said. So I took my glasses off. My boy's like, don't do it. I'm like, yo. hold these glasses. He's like, no, we got to shoot a video. I was like, if you don't get out the way, you're going to wear his ass whooping. And I had to beat this guy up on his fucking property, bro. His mom had to come out. His sister.
Who are you hanging out with, Vince?
In the music industry, in the boxing industry.
Still different, bro.
It's very machismo. It's very like competitive. Temps run high, bro, and a lot of people don't know that. Like look at this shit with Drake and Kendrick, bro.
Nah, I think it's stupid.
But wait, still it's back up.
But I'm saying
it released a diss track like a month ago or something.
I mean, yeah, it's the number one song. Not Like Us is the number one song.
Yeah. Wait, but who's not
Kendrick was dissing Drake.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
but Drake.
But we already know what happened last time Drake got dished. He killed it, right?
He got killed.
Did, but
he got killed this time?
Drake got killed.
I didn't think Kendrick's diss was that great.
It's the number one song like 10 weeks in a row.
Kendrick
Lamar.
Yeah. Be humble.
Be humble.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah.
And a lot of people. Yeah,
that's what Drake did.
But he killed Meek Mill.
And Meek Mills is not like Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, man, Kendrick, like Drake.
Drake put on Kendrick, bro.
I know.
How the fuck can Kendrick
fucked
talk
up, bro?
shit?
Yo,
that's like Eminem putting on 50 and 50 talking shit.
Remember,
to Eminem.
I said I have a punch me face. Drake probably has a punch me face.
Oh yeah,
no, that's a hater face. But
look. I'm gonna be real with you, right? We've seen people hate on Drake and him clap back and get him, right?
Right.
But there's always somebody out there that got something for you. And literally in that whole battle, because I'm in the music industry, I'm listening to it. It was Kendrick came at Drake. Drake came back with a haymaker, hit him. He came back with another one, and Kendrick came back with repeated combinations.
So Drake did come back and slap him.
Not yet though.
No, he did.
On the newest one.
Yeah, on the before he put one called Push Ups.
Yeah.
It was dope, right? Then Kendrick dropped one called Euphoria. And then Drake came out with Family Matters, which was fire. And then Kendrick dropped 2 back to back. Bam! And the one that Not Like Us is the number one song in the country.
So the first one wasn't that great.
So Drake needs to come back now.
And Drake is taking off all his disses from social media. He's pretty much yielding because they are dancing. Kendrick did to Drake. Let me ask you this. Kendrick did to Drake what everybody thought Drake was going to do to Kendrick, and that was make a bop that was going to diss this dude.
Do you think that if Kendrick...
I gotta listen to this.
If Kendrick... I think it sucks, but do you think if Kendrick went after Eminem would completely destroy him? Because when Machine Gun Kelly went after Eminem, this guy got so fucking emo, he left rap and went to punk.
Yeah, so I think when you're talking about...
And he also ended like Ja Rule's career, didn't he?
When you're talking about...
Eminem.
When you're talking about music, anything,
it's good for music.
We're talking about momentum.
Yes,
the law of momentum. And Kendrick had momentum going into this thing. Drake didn't really have any momentum. He had some nice albums, but Kendrick started dropping features, calling these people out, saying, "Hey, look, fuck the big 3. It's just Big Me." Right? Really saying like, I am better than all these other cats. He's been saying that he wants rap. It's competitive. It's like boxing, man. Like you got to be Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And we can't just all coexist. That's not, hip hop is built on that. And so you got to knock the guy at the top off. And
who's the big 3?
Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole.
And
he basically smacked J. Cole up, told him, get out of here. And then it's like, me and you, bro.
And J. Cole was like, okay.
Yeah, J. Cole.
He's like, I'm still making millions.
Yeah. J. Cole apologized. I got you.
All right, guys. And when we come back with Happy Hour Holidaze, we'll continue the story about the rap industry, music, fighting. I mean, we're all over the place, and I love it. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and keep following Happy Hour Holidaze. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we're going to be pushing out more of those Friday features here coming up. Thanks, guys, and vote for us for Best on the Bay. We'll be right back. Back to Happy Hour Holidaze. It's your Italian man, Manny, right here, just telling you the real truth about the world. Listen, so Vince, we talk about the podcast. You got an established podcast. I mean, you've been around for a while. Everybody, probably the audience, wants to know, how do you make money off these motherfuckers?
Because we haven't made a fucking dollar.
I know, we out here,
You know what's crazy is I feel like in anything, right? Like if I were to start Febre Frameworks, I would probably not know how to make money off of it either, right? Because to some people, it's just real estate pictures, right? Yeah. But you guys understand the business. You went into it and probably figured out how to make it happen. But the podcast is the same way, right? At the beginning, you just go into it and you're just doing it because you love it. And that's the best part, man. And so once you figure out how to make money off of it, then you never want to give it up. You always want to try to get better. And that's what we're doing with Youngest in the Yacht Club. And I think Happy Hour Holidaze is on that track because for the first year, I didn't know either. I was just doing it.
I mean, but with the network that with all the people that we've met, like yourself and other guests, we do, make money as, it's adding value to our network.
Absolutely.
We all know your net worth is your network. So that's where I feel like we've gained a lot of value.
Frameworks, at least.
Well, no, just in general.
Happy Hour Holidaze hasn't made us any money, but we have made money from connections that we've made from guests that we've had on the podcast.
It's a lead generator at the beginning.
Yes.
And that's how it was for me too. It was a lead generator. So once I started doing a podcast, people were like, hey, I want to do a podcast. How do I do it? And I'd be like, yo, perfect. That's a great question. I could actually shoot it for you. This is how much it would cost. And that's how, because people, like, I'm a host, but maybe they don't want me as their host on their podcast. So I would produce it. So that's the first part. So just doing the podcast and learning the intricacies of how to edit it, learning how to make it happen, rocking with Sean and teaching me how to use the programs that we've had has actually helped me be able to be more efficient. And then I was able to charge just for the service of producing it. How I started making money on my podcast, which is, I think, the question that we want to get into.
That's what everybody wants to hear, right? The audience out there wants to know, how do we make money off this motherfucker?
For sure. Well, the biggest thing is, and we talked about it, I trade either as currency the following of my guest for exposure or my platform, Youngest in the Yacht Club, for exposure for currency. And so if somebody has 1 million followers like Will Golston, or if somebody has a high following, right? I get them on the podcast because the exposure that they have, somebody's going to see it that's doing something, and then they're going to reach out to me. And then I look at their following. If they don't have a following, then I can be selective. Hey, this is Youngest in the Yacht Club. Hey, because this takes time and because this stuff is not free, we actually charge $500 to $350, which for different packages. Which one would work for you? And some people they're like, oh, $350 for a podcast, and I'm like, bro, it's called the Youngest in the Yacht Club. If you can't pay for $300,
you ain't in the yacht club.
You ain't really doing it because I actually wanted to get on Mr. Organic's podcast. You want to know how much he tried to charge me?
How much?
$3,000.
Who's Mr. Organic?
Yeah, and he's actually he's dope, man. Good people. No, he's in Miami, and he's got a dope following, and I wasn't mad. That's what it is, because his following, he's got, I get on it, I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? So
Did you do it?
Not yet, but I will.
I was like, $3,000 to be on a podcast is a little steep for me.
But like, you got to think about it though, bro. Like, I've paid $3,000 to get on World Star, to have a banner with my music to get paid on World Star. I paid $6,000 for influencers on TikTok to dance to my song. Like, this is all promotion. This is all marketing. So if you guys have spent thousands of dollars a month on this podcast. How much have we actually spent on marketing? If it's not the same or more for marketing, then you're not really doing it right. And that's the part that it's the same as the music industry. It's the same as the promotion industry. It's the same as the marketing. Like, the most important thing is not the product. It's promoting and marketing the product.
Did any of those work? The ones that you were talking about, the $6,000 or the $3,000?
Absolutely.
TikTok started.
Absolutely.
They did?
Absolutely.
Yo, wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely. And I've got...
And that was for I Am Vince Serrano.
That was for Vince Serrano, the
Not
artist.
Youngest in the Yacht Club.
And Youngest in the Yacht Club, YouTube ads. I have done YouTube ads and gotten some stuff. But most of the stuff, I will say the biggest return on the investment was just the guest. Mm-hmm. Right? But I'm going to be real with you. Marketing and promotion, YouTube ads, Google ads for your stuff.
You boost your reels at all?
I don't boost. If I'm going to boost them, I'm going to boost them on Facebook, using Facebook to do both, because Facebook owns Instagram and you can target better using Facebook when you do it. So I like boosting YouTube more because YouTube is it's a free platform.
It also pays a lot more.
It pays the most.
Yeah.
It pays the most.
So, bro, there's so many different things that you could do. Shout out to Canary Yellow. She's a young little hip hop rapper. She's up and coming.
She's Spanish?
She is actually she's African American. No, she's
No,
African American.
damn, a canary yellow,
and
man.
she's fire, and she's got the
like
most
8 years old.
8 years old.
No way.
And she raps, and she's got the most views organically on my podcast. And she right after I did her first interview, and then right after that, she went on Jennifer Hudson, and now Youngest in the Yacht Club pops up whenever people search up for Canary Yellow.
Awesome, bro.
And that's what a lot of people, bro. All you got to do is continue to do what you're doing, and then you're gonna figure it out. Just like you guys have figured out how to make Febre Frameworks work. Like you were working at a civil engineering job. You had another job till he convinced you to drop that and come here, and maybe you didn't even know if it was gonna work, and then all of a sudden it worked.
I had faith.
You had faith.
Bullshit. You took a vacation.
Well, you told me to. You told me.
That's the only way I could get you to come down.
You told me you're like, hey, tell your, I was at an engineering firm, but it was geotech, and he was like, hey, go ahead and take yourself a 2.5 week vacation. I had the vacation time. I didn't go anywhere, and I was like, all right, So I told my manager that I have a good relationship with. Hey, I told him we had a little business brewing, and it fucking paid off.
Now you guys,
but I had the confidence in him because I knew he was smart. He had the highlights.
Right. right. But yo, you want to know what's crazy? You want to know what's crazy though? You guys turn it into a 7-figure business, and that's tough.
Yeah.
Not everybody's doing that. And it's here. You've actually pivoted to more not just photography, but now videography and cinematography and podcasts and press and journalism, because that's what this is. And you guys probably you guys have been around for a year. It's not even the surface of what you guys are doing. You guys already had Will Goldston, you've had Strizzo, you've had Christian Buckwheat, the whole 94-1 crew,
the founder of Cigar City Brewing.
Look, man. I mean, you guys got Clase Azul right here. Yo, this is $300, $75 a shot.
Had to go to Amscot first. Get a pay advance. We gotta pay that shit back on Friday.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, the fact that you guys are creating this shit, man, is fire, dog. And like the one thing I can say is, man, if you stay consistent and don't quit, you're gonna get where you need to. And I know, like Sean, like I hear it, right? I hear it in you. It's like, man, we ain't make a dime yet. Like we ain't make no money yet. But it's actually bigger than that. You guys have created a platform, and it's a lead generator, and the money that you guys have already made from the connections has paid back probably all the equipment, right? Yep. Now we got to pay back the rent. Right. and then the next thing. But you guys, it's dope because like you guys have put all your bread in this basket. You guys have a beautiful spot, beautiful platform. I mean, this is my second time on here, man. I love being on here.
That's the one thing, Vince. Give us a refresher. I know you probably told us when you had us on when we had you on the first time, but tell us what drove you to the Youngest in the Yacht Club? Because I love the name. I love the logo. And I know maybe some new listeners are out there, our audience, and they're like, how did he come up with the name Youngest in the Yacht Club? Yeah, because sorry, it's the tequila. Clase Azul. You're cut off.
Youngest in the Yacht Club was when we first started, I made a rap song called Sheesh.
When you say we, it was only you though, right?
It was me, right? Okay. But we made when I say this, me and Jack Brio, Josh McCarthy made a song called Sheesh, and we wrote this song. And if you look at it, it says, "Man, we was on the chicken surfing on them wave runners, youngest in the yacht club, and we be the youngest, right? Members of the yacht club, and we be the youngest." And when I was like, "Yo, that shit's fire," because we would walk into these. We were making money. We had come from nothing. Like Josh had come from little 5 Points in Atlanta in the hood. Like they literally robbed his house, like of all the furniture and everything. Like he came home one day and there was nothing there. Like he moved out, like Will Smith, like with his dad. It was like, right? And he could call me. And 6 months later, I saw him in Midtown Manhattan with a suit on. And then I went up there, slept on the floor in the office. And then we all started making money, made 6 figures. And then we turned it into a 7-figure company. And then, they went public and we were there and we were walking into these rooms that these older men would look at us and be like, I see something in you that I see in myself. And it was crazy because we thought that we weren't even supposed to be there. And when it ends up being that, we end up lighting up the room, we end up vibing, and we end up like, the billionaire, Bob's Discount Furniture, Mickey Toro and Gene Rosenberg, like these people, like I'm telling you, these people's house Their cars had a house. Their house had a house. You know what I'm saying? They had their gym. Like people have a gym in their garage. Their gym was the size of Crunch off of Hillsboro. Like,
Jeez.
yeah. And so I'm looking like, and I asked them after I'm eating their lobster bisque that their chef gave me, like, yo, what's the plans to the Death Star? What's the codes that I have to like do to get this? And the first thing they told me was stay disciplined and avoid distractions. And I thought that they were lying to me, and I realized, no, that's actually the truth. You stay focused, don't get distracted by the bullshit, and you'll get to where you need to go to. And I kept that member of the yacht club, and we be the youngest in the yacht club, right? And it turned into a clothing line at the beginning. But then I didn't like the clothes that were actually coming out. Like, I felt like they weren't what I wanted. Like, I wanted Youngest in the Yacht Club to be, like, I didn't want Boys and Girls Club. I wanted Youngest in the Yacht Club. And I felt like the clothes were like Boys and Girls Club, Walmart type shit. So I had to pivot, and we ended up getting a spot off of, a nice spot. And they had a podcast room, and me and my boy, he was my lawyer at the time. We went in there and we shot the first episode of like, hey, let's just use the podcast room. And I was like, yo, what are we going to call this? And I was like, fuck that shit. Youngest in the Yacht Club.
I like it.
And then it stuck. And then I shot about 13 episodes before I put out the first one. The first episode was Pusha Preem because I actually made a Youngest in the Yacht Club logo, and he wears a mask.
That shit is hot.
Yeah, and I put it on a mask with Pusha on the first episode. It was something to get him interested, and it was dope. And then people started seeing it. And now the people on the guest of my show, Youngest in the Yacht Club, they are like, yo, I've been watching Youngest in the Yacht Club. And they reach out. You know, we just had Amber Fields on there. We had Will Golston. Like, you guys had him on there. And the crazy thing about it is, like, he's like, yo, Sean was like, yo, we're about to have Will Golston on there. And I'm like,
I already did that.
Yeah, I'm like, yo.
We were actually at lunch, bro.
Yeah. And that, the one thing that I
you did. You texted him immediately. I was like, damn, he's going to get him first now.
The good thing is, though, bro, that I like is that me and you guys have been able to partner up. Because just like in the music industry, just like in boxing, there's competition. Everybody wants to be number one. People don't realize that collaboration is the best way to rock.
100% the best.
You know what I'm saying?
There's plenty of space for positive competition where we can all eat, and we can all make money, because at the end of the day, we're trying to support our families and ourselves to not only be successful but leave a legacy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've gotten some guests from your podcast because I'll hit you up. I'm like, yo, Vince, it'd be awesome if you could get this person on.
Yeah. And how long does it take?
The first time we got one of those was the guy on your hat. Cloud Kent,
right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And by the way, that's a dope ass hat. Is that for sale?
I was gonna say, too, I like that shit, man.
This is a 1-of-1.
Make it a 1-of-4.
Yeah, we've got more, but this is Cloud. We did an event together, and it was dope.
It.
Yeah,
I bought one of his paintings.
Yeah, man, congrats, man, and yo, shout out to Cloud Kent because he did make some dope clothes. But we want to do more drops. I feel like you have to get around like-minded individuals, man. And when I get around you guys, I feel like that's what happens. And I felt like I've been around no-getters for a long time.
No-getter.
Yeah, and I need to be around go-getters. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like every time I'm here, every time I'm around you guys, every time we go to lunch, it's dope. That's why when you text me, hey, you get this and this and this? I don't take long, bro.
No, you don't. That was immediate, bro.
Yeah, I feel like that's how you got to be when you're really trying to, like, we got to help each other get up.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's plenty of money out there for all of us to get,
Yeah. I mean, bro, think about it. Like,
I want to, Youngest in the Yacht Club. I want a fucking yacht. Mm-hmm. That would be cool. I love the ocean. I love being.
How come have you never been on that podcast?
Which one?
He was on the Yacht Club, he was scheduled, but congratulations to Manny because he has
kid ain't born yet.
Yeah, he has a baby coming out next month, like a mixtape.
August 26th release date.
Yo, you want to know what's crazy? Yeah. That's the day I went to prison.
Really?
Yeah,
August 26th?
August 26th. Yeah.
So that's either good luck or bad luck.
No, it's great luck because it changed my life. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
and so to see that those, like, I got out. It's funny because I got out on April Fool's Day. I think we talked about this.
Yeah.
And every April Fool's Day, man, I think about, like, wow, how I thought, like, when they told me
it wasn't real,
and they told me they were going to leave the lights on for me. and I haven't been back since. And so I love that. And bro, look, it has not been easy. Even these times right now, I'm going through a transitional phase. We went from having a 7-figure company to selling it to watching it tank. You know what I'm saying?
About the solar company?
Yeah, the solar company, then creating Raw Link Media and doing and going through the ups and downs of creating a new company. And then actually, now in the process of buying other properties and investing in other things, man. So it's important to know that, like, Youngest in the Yacht Club is a lifestyle. It's continuously, and I see this this post or this meme that says, hey, look, if you're not willing to downgrade your life for a year to live the next 5 like a king, then you're selfish and you don't really want it. And that's something that
a lot of people don't realize, that you actually have to sacrifice years of your life in order to become better and make more money.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that when they see the people on Instagram making millions of dollars, they're like, oh yeah, they just had it handed to them. What you didn't see is all the fucking failures that they had. Because, I mean, all it takes is one success, but you're going to have 100 failures.
Yeah, legit. And having to go through,
you're going to go to prison.
That's one part. And it happens all through life. Like, 2 years ago, I'm screaming in a pillow, crying next to my wife on Christmas Eve because I'm watching my company fail that I sold, and I want to buy it back, but it's like going downhill. You know what I'm saying? And not understanding, how could this be? Like, I came this far to see this. Yeah, we got a little payday. Yeah, we made money. Yeah, we made 7 figures. But, like, why is this happening to me? And it's really, to be honest with you, I think it's great because, that heartache brought me here. That heartache, I was 278 pounds when I was crying in the middle of that pillow. Like, it was crazy, having a mini panic attack, and having these pains that were just stress. And now I don't have that. Now I'm building shit. We're partnering up. We're getting things going.
Now he's giving other people pains, knocking motherfuckers to the ground.
Let's go! Shout out. Thank you guys for having me.
And actually, we could plug that a little bit. Yeah. Wait, you wanna say it?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys.
Happy Hour Holidaze and Youngest in the Yacht Club are partnering up for producing podcasts.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I think it's important because there's so many people. Like I said, I want to level up myself, my company, and I need people to do it with. And I think you guys have not only this space, but you have more spaces that are available. And I'm looking to produce more with Raw Link Media and create that, and partnering up with you guys is just, I think it's going to be amazing. So
yeah, the biggest thing, I mean, let's talk about, the podcast in general. I mean, it's about expressing yourself and expressing yourself to things that you like and that you want the audience to hear. So here at, with Youngest in the Yacht Club and Happy Hour Holidaze, we're going to be able to give you that opportunity with the studio that we're going to build and produce it for you. And you're going to be able to do whatever you want to talk about and make it your own thing. So
that's going to be
Vince,
great.
do you have anything else you want to tell the audience, as far as like motivation? I mean, you're doing the boxing thing. So is there anything else you want to tell the audience?
Just got a minute left.
Man, I just want to tell you guys, man, I appreciate you guys giving me this platform for the second time, supporting me every single time. You know what I'm saying? Manny, we got to get you on the Youngest in the Yacht Club because you got a lot of stuff going. When the baby thing settles down. But I totally thank you guys for the opportunity to be here. Follow I Am Vince Serrano, Youngest in the Yacht Club, and Raw Link Media, man. And thank you.
Thanks, man. Hey, Vince, thank you for coming on, man. We love Youngest in the Yacht Club. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Happy Hour Holidaze isn't going anywhere. As you can see, we're partnering with bigger podcasts to make ours get bigger. So we're here to keep it moving forward. Make sure you're out there. Don't build somebody else's dream. Build your dream.